Hello, viewers. Welcome to Conversations with Minnie. I'm your host, and my name is Minka Iang. I know I've been away for a while, and it's because I lost my dad recently. He passed on the 24th of November after the last episode. I got a call from home that he was ill and was hospitalized, so I had to rush down. And then after a week and a day, we lost him. And I would like us to honor him on the show because he's an example of what we talk about on the show, and that's love. He was a man of love. And so this episode is going to be about honoring him, his legacies, and I'd like to introduce the world to my dad. He was a phenomenon and a legend. So my dad, late DCP Walter Inyang, served in the Nigerian Police Force, served and retired with honors. He was an astute police officer, very dedicated, committed, very intelligent, and very fearless. Like, you couldn't intimidate him. He was very confident in himself and in his abilities. So he was also a dedicated father, a dedicated husband, never want to shy away from his responsibilities. He was a man of love. He showed love to whoever, wherever, however. It didn't matter where you were from. He was very loving, very kind. He raised us, my brothers and I, in a very normal environment. Like, he was a leader. He led by example. He was a very principled, disciplined man, but also very loving. Never had to flog us, to raise us. He communicated with his eyes. He was a man of few words, but his eyes said a million words. So we miss him because he was an integral part of our lives. He was our pillar, our rock, and our hero, our covering. I remember when we were little till adulthood, even recently until he became really ill, he would go around, check on us, make sure everywhere was safe, we were safe, lock up everywhere. We went around, no matter how many times it was, even in the middle of the night, we went around, and just to make sure that we were safe. And during in service, I remember a memory of him when I was supposed to write an exam in Port Harcourt, and he was posted to ICA, a local government in Akwa State. I went there to pass the night before going for my exam that morning because the local government shared a boundary with Port Harcourt River State. So I went there and I saw my dad in almost like a cubicle. It was a very tiny office, tiny space. His office was there, and I think he was sleeping there as well. And that local government was known for its ruggedity, Ika, yeah. But he was there for a couple of months, and when he was leaving, I remember people being sad because he was the one officer who almost didn't leave. Like, every other person came in and they wanted to leave immediately because the place wasn't a place to stay at all. But he stayed. He never complained. He would never complain, no matter what he was going through. And I remember asking him and saying, "Daddy, I can't believe you're staying in this place." There were lots of mosquitoes. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't even wait to leave. I woke up at 3 a.m. and got ready for us to leave. And he said to me, "This is where your daddy is." And I was like, "And Daddy, and you never complain?" And he said, I'm working. It's my job. It's what I signed up for." I remember going home and then I told my mom, "Mommy, see Daddy's office, see where Daddy is, man." And my mom, we prayed, and then thankfully he got posted out. But he made an impact, a huge impact in the car. Like, the crime rates reduced. In short, everywhere was safe, everybody was safe because the community was really, really rugged. So my point is, everywhere my dad went, he touched a life, he made impact. His impact was always felt. And it didn't matter if you were the junior officer, he treated everyone with respect, with love, and he was really, really polite. He was very pleasant. He was a very pleasant person. So we miss him. We love him. It's been very difficult not having him around because he was our world, everything to us, and he loved us to bits. There was this memory of him that I remember when I was supposed to resume school for my YA, and he got off work at about after 4. And I remember saying to him, I was like, Dad, we're going to be late. And he's like, baby, don't worry, you'll get in time for resumption. And the journey of 3 hours, my dad drove 45 minutes. Like, that's why I call him a Superman. It was crazy because who makes a journey of 3 hours in 45 minutes? Only my Superman. And that's who he was to me, to my mom, and to my brothers. He was an example of a good human, kind, loving to his colleagues, to his family, everyone around him. And it really mean a lot to me to honor him here and to let everyone know who he was. So because if we have a human being like this in the world, I think the world is going to be a better place. And I really wanted us to do here because he was actually here, and so I want him to be here when I go back to this episode. And I want you guys to feel him around me, and I hope he's always around me, whatever I do, wherever I am, because he was a peaceful soul. You didn't even have to bribe him to do his job. He was dedicated, never to bribe, never took bribe from anyone to do his job, and he would lay down his life for his job, for his family, for the ones he loved. That was the kind of person that he was, and it's a pleasure to be his daughter, to have known him as my father, to have been around him for these years as my dad, to have watched him. And I just want to say that I am proud of the man that he is, the man he was, and I pray that his soul rests in the bosom of the Lord. Thank you. You